Hey everybody, welcome back to another Unreal Engine 4 game development live stream where obviously we're working in Unreal Engine 4 and C++ to create a game from scratch with the Gameplay Ability Systems plugin, use blueprints when we have to, and primarily getting our art assets from the internets since I'm not much of an artist. So the last live stream we created our foliage, like our interactive foliage component, I believe is what we called it. Um, and it's in our player character. And right now it doesn't really do anything. Like we have a prototype of being able to switch our foliage with our blueprint equivalent. And we basically have to translate that using our component. And our component right now, and I think forever it will, it's going to be it'll only have one component to it, which is a collision component, which will have a radius of like 1,000. We might have to play with that later on if we end up using this system. Again, this is just prototyping just to see if it'll actually work well. Let's hope it does, but if it doesn't, that's showbiz. And we have that in C++. We don't really have anything like we have logs occurring when things overlap and end overlap. And you guys will be able to see that in the bottom there with these warnings. With certain types of actors, you'll see. But what I need to do, I want to create a specific collision channel. Just so this thing doesn't pay attention to anything else but these interactive elements in the world. Excuse me. So it should help us in the long run. That's fine if it's not checked out. I do not care. Should be able to go into our project settings. How's it going? Today's game dev, baby, so I gotta focus. So there should be, yes, collision. So we have a hero character channel. We might not need that. Let's make a new channel. Interactive foliage. Default response, we'll do overlap, and we'll say that's good. I think that's all we need to do. I don't know if we have to actually make anything else, like a preset. I guess we can make a preset. Collision query only, of course. Object type interactive foliage. It's gonna ignore. It's gonna ignore everything. Except that. Gotta think. Yeah, I'm always focused. I'll try my best. Needs a description. Let's see. Collision channel for interactive foliage. So now in our foliage component, I don't know if we have to do it here. Yeah, here we go. Collision presets. We're gonna make it. Let's make it custom. Can I not do it? Change it there, or do I have to go into this component? All right. So it's gonna be custom. And then let's just check it out. I want a driver license. Why don't you have one, man? You got to have a driver's license. It's good for your health. Okay, we're gonna ignore everything except interactive foliage. I think I actually do have to change that. Project settings, collision. Edit. Let's do collision enabled, and then we're gonna block everything except for interactive foliage. We're gonna overlap. I think that's what we need to do. Then now we should be able to go into our foliage mode. Go to our tree. This tree in particular. I don't know if we could do the collision preset in here. Or we could change. Can I change this? Show in content browser. Yeah. Could change it in here, so we can overlap interactive foliage. Am I connected for source control? I am. I don't know if I've seen your new car. Why do you have a car but not a driver's license? I think you did that in the wrong order, Dominic. Okay, so let's see if this works. So let's put our character here. Now let's do show collision. Now let's see if we overlap and get it. Oh, your wife is driving. Okay. Let's play again real quick. Pause. Possess. Now let's look at our... So this is still overlap all dynamic. So this thing is just being really fucking weird. This component is weird. Like the foliage thing is doing it this way, but then this is doing it this way. This is query only. Well, it's the same one. No, I think I did that right. What I'm doing, I'm working on a game. Trying to figure out how to correctly overlap each instanced, like each instanced foliage thing, so that we can swap it from an instance mesh to its blueprint equivalent. But it seems like it's not working. Like it's getting the instance foliage actor 0, but it's not getting like the whole shebang. Like, what is this? I hope I can make $1 million with it, but I doubt it. But yeah, I'm working on it by myself in my spare time. So why is this not working? What does old code do? Let's see. I don't think it'll ever be finished, but I appreciate the support, Dominic. Um, Maybe it has to be set to generate overlaps. Let's see. Like, it's only doing the instance foliage actor, like, itself. It's not overlapping with these specific things. Okay, so we got redeemed speak Polish. Okay. Nashi Vamshon Devon Sherry. There you go. Maybe it has to be recognized with the let me see. Project settings. Well done. Thank you. So collision. Yes, it has to overlap with world dynamic. Now this could be interactive foliage. Let's double check. Kurva. Oh man, story time. We're already halfway at story time. I really gotta increase that fucking that bit. Okay, so it's still just noticing just one of these things. UE4 generate overlaps with specific instanced foliage. You got it to 100% now? No way. All right. Okay. What story? All right. I got a couple stories. I suppose I could tell you. Since this is gonna be on, since this is live stream, I gotta keep it. I guess as legal as possible. I'll tell you about the time my friend and I got into a car accident, and I was in the back of the car with a sex doll. I'll tell you that story. All right, Shakama, you have a question? Go for it. I'll answer your question, and then we can move on with that ridiculous story. We gotta keep it legal. Not gonna make it illegal. Yeah, backseating is allowed. It's just so you can throw out ideas and see what you would want to do. Okay, so I was using UE4 last night, and the collision box lines I couldn't see in the main game area, no matter what I did. Like, Which collision box lines are you talking about? Like these outlines here? Like these volumes? Yeah. I believe there is. So there's a way to toggle different things like collision and navigation and stuff like that. Um, what kind of is this not gonna let me select this volume? That's fun. Can I select this, please? Oh, I'm in foliage mode. Okay. Um, so they're just not visible. So like while you were playing, or just in editor, like how I am right now. Um, because like, uh, yeah, there's like different things you could show. What am I? What are you clicking? I'm clicking different volumes that exist in this default mask. So that's a post-processing volume. This is a light mask importance volume. Yeah, they're just different types. I can't tell on my laptop. Well, like also in the editor, there's a button called Show, and there's like a volume section, and then there's Hide All, Show All. All these should be checked by default. Okay, I will get the story out of the way so I can actually work. This was a bad idea. So just after finishing high school, me and my friends, some of us were going away for college, like myself. Others were staying in Long Island. One of my friends, he was going to school in upstate New York. I forgot the name of the college, but it was a few hours drive away. So one of the last days of summer, he packs his stuff up and goes and drives up there with his mom and prepares to go to college and things like that and move into his dorm. And me and my friends were like, okay, let's go visit him like one time before his school starts. Let's surprise him with a sex doll. Like not even a good sex doll. It's literally just like a balloon-shaped person. You couldn't even have sex with it or anything. But it's me, my friend Alex, and my friend Keith, and the sex doll. I forgot the name that we gave it. And we drive upstate. Everything seems normal. People see us with a sex doll on the way there. Everyone's laughing and driving and shit like that. And we go see my friend. And he doesn't accept the sex doll for whatever reason. I forget. I guess because he didn't want to have a sex doll in his dorm room. So we hang out with him all day, and then it's around like 11 o'clock at night that we have to drive back home. So we're driving on the highway. I think it was like the New York State Parkway or whatever. Yeah, we'll name him Jemima for now. And let's see. Yeah, we were driving, and it's me and the sex doll in the back, my friend Keith driving, and my friend Alex in shotgun. And we're driving on the highway, and eventually, because it's like so late at night, my friend Keith is just like, "Hey guys, let's just keep talking to keep me awake, and just so I don't like doze off or anything." And we're like, "Okay." And immediately after that, we just stopped talking, and it's kind of quiet. Like the music's kind of playing, but nothing crazy. And then my friend Keith falls asleep at the wheel, drifts to the side on the highway, and we're on the side next to the barrier that divides the main directions of the highway. He hits the barrier, wakes up mid-collision, jerks the wheel the opposite way, and so we go up this ramp part of it, go mid-air, and all this is happening. I'm in the back of the car with no seatbelt with a sex doll, and I go flying across the car, and I hit my head. But because the sex doll broke my fall, I didn't get hurt. And so, like, nothing bad happened to the car. We recovered it pretty well. Like, we didn't actually crash. We kept driving, but Keith fucked up his, like, the side of his car and his wheels. But we, yeah, at that point we were fine. And then we went back to Keith's house and looked at the damage of the car. But so that's the story of how a sex doll saved my life. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was worth 1,000 cherries. um, let's see. So I really don't know, because like this overlap I'm getting is literally just the foliage instance foliage actor, not the individual tree. The sex doll I think was okay. Yeah, like we were cheap high school kids going into college. We couldn't afford anything good. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out why I needed to return like the specific instanced mesh. Um, so maybe this is where I have to do the loop. Like, because I'm definitely getting a component. I don't think there's no foliage actor. A moon doll? I don't know what a moon doll is. I don't know. It was regardless. It was just a stupid. It was an ineffective sex doll. It was like literally like the sex doll shape, just like like sitting there, but it was like very balloon like. Didn't have any holes to insert a penis. It was your very basic bitch sex doll that we bought. I don't think it was not even plastic. I guess technically it was plastic, but it was just like it was garbage. All right, what are these? Okay, so this is also overlapping. So I think its default thing should be ignore. Let's see, collision. Now it should be ignore, right? Or did I do that wrong? Oh yeah, this one. Ignore. That should be the one. Yeah, there we go. So now you guys can't really see that, but it's set to ignore now. All right, I'm gonna increase the value of the next story time. I'm gonna double it because fuck you guys. Let's see. So now we shouldn't get an end overlap with those help, but we are. What the fuck? I don't understand this. So ends overlap with these. Oh, that's because of this. Yeah, I'm ignoring everything. Except I should get that. Yeah, maybe probably Kristoff was right. All right, now like it's not even recognizing these anymore. Yeah, if you toggle G, you'll not see these things. Good point, Sandra. Like that's what you get. So let me see. Because there's an actor foliage. Let me just make a test of this real quick. Actor foliage trees. Test foliage actor. Okay. Now we can do what? BP oak tree? So now we can paint this blueprint. It seems, right? So yeah, maybe that's the best way to do it then. So I think we wasted a lot of time with this foliage interactive component. But I mean, I guess you live and learn. So my bad for fighting against that for so long. So I'm wondering what the best way to handle that is, though. Like, I'm curious how bad the performance is. So let me do so let's paint a bunch of this shit. Okay. Let me just look at the stat FPS. So we're still sitting at pretty clean, nothing dramatic, right? Like, still 120. My PC's decent, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so let's see what if any dramatic impact comes in when we instead do an actor foliage. And we'll do BP oak tree. So that seems to be about the same amount. And it seems to be... Seems to be the same performance. So yeah, I think we can do it this way. So we definitely fucked things up. But not in a major way. So let's see what we can do. So let's see, BP, foliage, actor, oak tree. So it should be of this class. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure, is I'm going to add location, right? Add local offset. We're going to do 1 in the Z, and we're going to do this on tick. So we should see all these things slowly start moving up. That's how we know that it's connected to the blueprint, and then I'll be okay. You like the tree? I appreciate that, Shakama. It's not mine. I bought one of this environment packs. Let's see if I can get you the name real quick. It should be... Why are these things moving? Okay. Let's see. I can't figure out which one it was. Okay, so not the first row, not the second row, not the third. No. Yeah, here we go. Stylescape. This is the one that I bought. It's pretty good. We have a bunch of different tree options and stuff like that, so that's good. All right, so let's see what happens when we make these all go up. Yes. Okay, so we know it's tied to the blueprint because they're going bye-bye. Okay. Okay, so that's way better. Okay, so I don't think we need these new channels. Let me delete. Okay, we're good there. Now, we're gonna have to do some cleanup. Because now that we know we don't need that interactive component thing, let's take care of a couple things. So let us get rid of our foliage debug. Why is there an extra? That's why. So let's get rid of this function. And we'll need to get rid of this input thing here. Now we need to go into our hero character.h, get rid of the function. We also don't need this component. Okay, so we have this time dilation thing. Okay. Now, is there anything in? Yeah, there's definitely something in here. Yeah, we don't need this. Now we gotta close out of everything. Not today, just I like it. Now today it just shows up, I swear. Hey, as long as it works. Sometimes Unreal just Unreal unreals itself, and it just like doesn't. It decides like, no, I'm not gonna work. Okay, so now I want to clean up that class that I created because I don't need it. So we wasted some time, but luckily we're not on a schedule. We're trying to learn. So we can go to our source, go to hero. We can go to our components, and we can just nuke this whole foliage interaction component. Now we gotta delete our binaries and intermediate. We can also get rid of our saved. And we can delete that. Like, I don't understand how it gets like so many gigs of bullshit inside this intermediate and like binary folders and shit. It's insane, right? Yes. It's gonna tell me that it's used in a different program, I swear. Yeah, so cancel that. So save, bye. Okay, so it doesn't want to get rid of that for some reason. Is something holding on to it? Don't want the Epic Games launcher. I don't see anything with Unreal. Maybe it just takes a couple minutes or something. Alright. Now it's just like, I'm good. Thank you. Okay, now that we deleted those, we can right click. We gotta generate new Visual Studio project files. Yeah, if you want to get rid of a class in C++, you gotta close out of everything, delete the directory or just the specific files and code files you want to get rid of. Then you gotta delete your intermediate and binary folders. Then you gotta generate your project solution files again. then you got to open up the solution and rebuild. That's the only thing I'm deleting, so don't worry. There is a bunch of warnings in my when I have Jenkins build and cook the project. There are a bunch of warnings that I'd like to get rid of. C++. Hello, world. I liked how you just assumed that I broke something, which I kind of maybe did. So the last couple of days we were trying to work on this interactive foliage component, but then I finally come to realize that the way I was doing it is kind of just wrong. And my friend Christoph had pointed out maybe a week ago that you can't just literally make an actor for foliage, and that just takes your blueprint class, and you could basically have blueprints scattered around as foliage. And I've come to realize that's probably the better approach. So I'm just getting rid of some of the classes that we had created for this component, and just cleaning up the project real quick before we move forward. So now I gotta compile. I hope it doesn't take forever. I'm nervous about that because sometimes it really does take forever. In the meantime, I'll be right back. So it looks like it only has to build 88 things, so dope. We're doing good. Kind of happy about that. I'm multitasking as well. I'm trying to see what plans are going to happen today. How's everybody else doing? Oh, enough about me. Okay, so the build failed. So you know we're good. What's wrong? Oh. Oh, we forgot to get rid of that include. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of includes we don't need anymore, right? We don't need instanced. We don't need this debug draw. So you woke up, you had coffee, you modeled, textured, sleep, repeat. I know, that's pretty much what life is right now. Doesn't that fucking suck? Like, I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like P. Diddy, I'll just throw that out there. And then, you know, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I take a shower, brush my teeth, do all that shit. I work from 9 to 5, and then I stream every day until like 8. Sorry, I'm getting caught in this conversation. Oh boy, hold on. I see people typing everywhere. No, I'm not working from the office. I'm working from home. It's too cold to even want to work at the office, honestly. Like, once it gets warmer, I'll probably do that. Okay, what does this warning mean? Why is it taking so long to discover assets? Methinks and wonder. Now, if I could be on schedule like Roga, since I'm a YouTuber and make a video once a week, I'm super lazy. I mean, yeah, sometimes you just don't have the motivation to do anything, and like, what can you say? Like, sometimes I'm super motivated, sometimes I'm just not. Connect the source control. There we go. Why is it taking so long to discover my assets? I hate that. Maybe I'm just impatient. Okay, let's see what this says here. Okay, so yeah, the component's gone. We have everything good. So we should be able to. So we have actors, foliage, and then we have our BP oak tree. And we have this tick, but we don't really need it. I think we have to. I think we'll have to update our. What's the word? Our interface. Because it's called on broadcast received. I don't think we want to call it that. So let's go ahead. Let's update our interface. We'll probably want to create a couple interfaces within this one interface class. Okay, cool. It's called interface interaction. So function, we probably want to call it void. So let's see. Do we want to say like what, like on hit? I think we do. Where do I don't not good about what these classes are doing. So there's ability tasks, which I don't think is what we want. There should be not components, data. Notifies. Here we go. So we change this to on hit. So we want to change this to execute on hit received. Let's see. Yeah, you should definitely play harder, faster, better, stronger the whole time you work. That's how you get motivated. Just constant reminder that you're not working. Okay, so I guess it's on hit. Speak Serbian. Okay. I forgot even how to say my name is. No, Stravo, moje ime je Devin. Miło mi. No, that's Polish. Drago mi je. Drago mi. Okay, so this is bothering me. What is this create export thing? Nearly 4 create export warning. Ah, that's bright. Yeah, you said that right. You can ask Virgin Studios. Yeah, Virgin Studios is my Serbian sister from another mister. Um. Sorry, I'm just looking into like what this error could be. Maybe I gotta like do like because player character, right, is where we were getting this error. Let's check out. All right, it's already checked out. Stravo. So let's reparent to hero player character. But yeah, so we should in our tree now. So we should have on hit. All right. All right, so let's see. I should now be able to walk up to a tree and hit it. And yeah, it says hello. And hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Now, like, did I speak Serbian wrong? Because I don't know where you're getting Tia from, because that's Spanish for ant. I don't know if Tia is a word in Serbian, actually. So I want to make the from hero base actor, I think I want to make a new class. Oh, it's Russian. Oh, comrade. So hero base actor. We're gonna call this hero interactive foliage. We're gonna choose a folder. So actors, foliage. And create this class. Okay, so compile failed, but that's fine. Let's go into Visual Studio. Reload. So actors, now foliage. So we have the .h, we have that. So there is a video from, what is it? Unreal Engine 4 interfaces. Dev enabled, I think is the name. That's from a year ago. So he's creating the interface. Oh, good morning. Well, in Serbian, it's Dobro dan. In Polish, it's Dzień dobry. And in Russian, I don't know. Okay, he's showing how to do that. Okay, so now interacting it. Okay, so here we go. So that should be okay. Hero, actors, hero base actor. And this is the interaction interface, which we have is good. We don't need to look at it, I don't think. So let's go to the base actor. Okay, I don't know if it needs to be a Blueprint native event, but let's try. So here's our hero interactive foliage. And we can do what? So you function. It says it has to be a Blueprint native event. Blueprint callable. Category equals interactive interface. Oh boy. Russian is way out of my league. Even though Polish is also very difficult. So can I do void on hit? Let's see. How does it know it's like the one that it's implementing it? Okay, so that's part one. Doesn't seem like it covers what I need. Okay. So interactable base. This is looking good. Aha. So we gotta do this. So virtual void on hits and then implementation. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Okay, so now I wonder if this is right. So we get to UE log temp, warning, text, then function. Let's see if that's kosher. It's not. Okay, because it says it's private. Okay, we learned that. We gotta make it public. Oh, and it's not a U function anymore. I think we could just do something like that. And I think maybe this could be private. Let's see. Oh boy. Alright, let's try that out. So that compiled, so that's good. Let me just quickly check some work emails. Okay, cool. Dope, okay. Okay, so now if we go into our blueprint oak tree, so we don't have it doing anything, but still we should get a log when we hit it. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What can I do? Can this be instanced? And I guess in the constructor, I have to what? Set static mesh? No? I mean, I gotta look more into what the real purpose is between instant static meshes and static meshes. Instant static mesh. Okay, there is a video about it I should maybe watch. But let's look at the documentation. Okay, there is also a thread. Devin, what career path would I be in if this had not worked out the way it did? Good question, and a thought I don't actually like to have. Because so after I graduated college, I went to a game design college, or like a game development college, and that was a really bad idea. It was a waste of money. I didn't learn anything there. Like, the teachers barely taught me anything useful. I learned everything outside of class. All that school did was provide me the tools, like access to Unreal Engine and stuff, and kind of like have like-minded people around. But in terms of the class, didn't really learn much. Maybe I took the wrong classes. That's up for debate. But after I graduated, I was looking for jobs everywhere. But as a recent graduate with like no projects underneath them, really, I had to get a job, and I was working in technical support. I was doing, on the phone technical support for AT&T and AT&T Uverse, if anybody knows that, in Arizona. And I was doing troubleshooting for internet, home phone, and TV. So I was doing technical support for a long time. And then I got a job opportunity to work in London. And so when I found that out, I quit my job at that AT&T. And then that job in London fell through, so I had no job. So then I went to do tech support for, what are those called? Like web hosting companies, where they host your website and shit like that. So I was doing that for a while. No, I didn't fly to London. No. Like, I got the job, everything was kind of set up, and then just the whole thing went south. Like, I don't know what happened, I forget, but the job didn't happen. I stayed in Arizona. So yeah, I was working the second tech support job for web hosting, and then that's where I got the job in Serbia, and that one worked out, and then went from Serbia for a few years to here. If none of that happened, I think I would still be working in technical support. I don't know. Like, I maybe would have kept going with my YouTube channel, trying to make something happen. Maybe work on some side projects. I know some people in Arizona that have a small company. Maybe I would get a connection through one of them, but I really don't know. I hope to God I don't have to ever work in customer service ever fucking again, because that is the worst job in the world. So I feared that might have been my career path. Okay, so instant static meshes. So I'm curious why this doesn't work. Does it have to be on begin play? I feel like it's gonna be really expensive. Yeah, no. So gaming was the only passion from day one. Yeah, like I originally went to school. I was trying to get better at level design. At the time, I got inspired to try to do game development from the Forge mode in Halo 3, for those that remember that. So I wanted to learn more about level design, and then I learned about UDK, which was the Unreal Developers Kit, which was the free version of Unreal Engine 3. And I learned that, and then I fell in love with Kismet. And Kismet is basically Unreal Engine 3's version of blueprints, but it was only really like a level blueprint. It wasn't supposed to be meant for like how blueprints are used today. But I fell in love with that, and I started getting more on the technical side. Still not really into programming. And then Unreal Engine 4 came out, and because of my tutorials and everything with Unreal Engine 3, they gave me beta access. It was called like the Rocket Beta at the time. So I started using Unreal Engine 4 and blueprints, started learning a lot about blueprints, started just doing more tutorials on Unreal Engine 4, and then that's where Norbert discovered my YouTube channel, and he asked me to help him with the Aquanox Kickstarter stuff, and then Aquanox got successfully funded, and then I got the job offer, but I had to move to Novi Sad, and the rest is history, I suppose. When's this video? So maybe I have to add instance. Set static mesh. And then add instance, and can I just do like get actor transform? Is that enough? That's enough. Get instance transform. World space. Maybe I have to do like get instance. Index? I don't think this is right. Okay, this might just be dumb trying to do it this way. So let's do static mesh. So we got a bunch of our trees, right? Now we should still be able to implement a blueprint version of this on hit. So that's the broadcast on hit. Now both of these should it should print and also add to the log. And it does. Okay. Now I want to be able to spawn like an item. I just don't know how I would really want it to work. I want it to work kind of like Valheim, but I also kind of don't. I kind of want it to like shoot out like little projectiles of whatever it is. So like a log, like a little log, and like so you could just pick up. Maybe it can like gravitate towards you. Um, so I definitely would want to make. Did I make an item class? Yeah. Um, can I? Let's see. Let's make a test item. Test item. Now hero item base, so we'll do BP test item. Well, it should be a projectile movement. Let's give it like a basic cube. Make it small. Maybe smaller. What about you, Sancho? Did you think your life would turn out the way it has so far? Because I would never have guessed this is where my life would have led me. Honestly, I don't like. I can't even begin to think about that. Okay, so let's give it an initial speed of 1,000. Let's put this item in our level real quick, and I just want to simulate. Did it fall? What happened? Okay. Let's give it no gravity. Okay, so we see it moving. And yeah, eventually dies. Okay. Well, I specifically remember before moving to Nova Set being said that I'll find a guy and stay there forever, and I said, no way. Hell yeah! You can have a career and get dick. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay, so we'll definitely want to give it like a random velocity. So I believe if I change it from X to Z, it'll jump in the air, and if we give it gravity again... Where is the box? There we go. There you go. So I'm wondering, why does it get destroyed? Oh, okay, so it just goes through the thing. So it doesn't really have collision with the ground. What would be the best way to handle that? Definitely in the mesh. So it says block all dynamic. Does this have a collision? It says it blocks all. Maybe I have to simulate physics. Alright, let's lower the fucking velocity, because 1,000 is just sending it out for failure. Okay. Honestly, I am a noise with my guy, so yeah, didn't have to. Alright, let me make the speed 10. Like, I'm curious what's wrong. I guess because it's a physics actor, it kind of is now just dying. So I'm wondering why it's not hitting the ground. Is it because this is overlapping? Let's block all. Okay, that has collision. I think it's because this is the base. So I think the mesh might need to be the base. Let's see. I guess the Friends theme song is true, because no one told you life was gonna be this way. Except you're not, like, living in New York. Okay, hero item. We basically gotta switch this up. So item mesh is gonna be that. That should be what we want. And I apologize for my singing. Okay. So let's look at our item again. So we have our item mesh. I have item collision. Nice trees. Thanks, Susanna. How's it going? Wait, what's sing mode? Did I make that? Ah, man, what do you want me to sing? I'll try singing something. Okay, let me just see. Let me see if this item... Okay, so now it does have good collision. Party in the USA? Oh, fuck you, Susanna. I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream apart again. and I don't what is it? And then the Britney song came on the radio. These trees are not my trees. Again, I bought an asset pack off the marketplace. I'll show you guys again. What else? It's like moving my hips like yeah. Did she say swinging my hips like yeah twice? Oh, narrate the work in a singing voice. Thank God. I don't want to sing anymore, Miley Cyrus. Let me guys show you Let me show you the stylized environment that I downloaded and paid for. I forget how much it's cost, but it was like 20 bucks. And it has a bunch of stuff. So we'll eventually be adding more and more to this content. So let's just see now. Item mesh. Can we make this 0.25 now? Does that reflect? Yes. It was worth it. Good to know. So what exactly am I doing right now? So at the beginning of the stream, we kind of figured out how I was trying to approach having interactable trees was the wrong way. My buddy Christoph pointed out a week ago that I was probably thinking about it the wrong way, and he ended up being right, of course. But what I want to be able to do, what we're working on now, obviously we're going to add variety in the trees and their heights and everything, and make it all look nice at some point. But what you can do now is you can hit the tree, and you'll see at the bottom logs showing up, just letting you know there's a hit there. So what I want to be able to do is hit the tree, for example, and then maybe after a certain number of hits, a log resource, a wood resource comes out of the tree. You keep hitting it, and then eventually, the tree can break and disappear. And so you'll be able to collect resources. It's essentially what I want to try to be doing here. And this is our fake log resource right now. We have a projectile movement. Yeah, thanks, Susanna. I'm trying to learn C++, and this is the best way to do it right now. Okay, so initial speed is 100, so it should fly up. It drops. Does it need more? Yes. So maybe we can make it look nice, so 500 gravity scale. Maybe we can make it like 0.65 gravity. And then I guess we can give it a random vector velocity. So what is it? Can I do a random vector? Random unit vector. I believe that's a 0 to 1 value, right? So I think now it should go into random directions. Oh wait, let me see. Is that the property I want to change? Do I have to multiply this by speed? Okay, yeah, now it's going in different directions, right? But we kind of want it always to go up, right? We want it to be like, woo, kind of cartoony. So we can get a random unit vector, right? We can split that pin. Then we can make a vector. Pass that along, but to always make this 1. Then pass it back in. So now it should go in random directions, but still kind of move up. So we got that. Like that. But that's a little too far. I wonder if I can... Let me see if I can clamp these. Clamp this between minus... Not 25. Minus 0.25 and 0.25. Do the same for Y. So now it should be less ridiculous if my thinking is correct. Like, it should be subtle. Yeah. Okay, so maybe 500 is too much. Maybe we can give it like a random speed too between some range. But this is looking decent. Here's our little resource. And then eventually we want to pick it up. So we'll have to update this collision. So right now this has no collision. Let's do custom, query only, ignore everything except for the pawn. Now this item mesh, we'll have to make a new channel, I think, so it ignores foliage. But we should be able to say something like this, right? Begin overlap. Cast to hero player character. And then we could just destroy. And we're not going to destroy the player, we're going to destroy this actor. So now in theory, we play the game. We have our item. Okay, and it's not recognizing us. Let's see, show collision. Is it because the collision's too small? Oh, that's the mesh. Collision. Let me just see. We should be able to destroy it. Okay, so it's not recognizing that. So it can generate overlap, object type, world dynamic. And what about our player? His capsule component is the hero character one. So wait, this item. So we might need to make new collision channels. Let's try that. So, collision. So object channel, we'll call it, let's see, item. Overlap its default space. Now there's a preset, new, to query only, we'll call it item. So the object type is going to be item. Alright, for items that can be picked up by the player. So it's going to ignore other items. It's going to overlap with the hero character. And we'll say everything else is blocked for now. And maybe for prototyping purposes, well, maybe this will be enough. So hero character, let's look at the capsule component. So right now it overlaps with item. So maybe we could just make this now, and might have to reselect it. Make that an item. I think it might technically be floating. Okay, so ignore that. Alright, so we were able to pick it up. So that's good. Let me just see how it moves again. I kind of like, if I don't make anything the root, does that mean there's no root? Can I do something like this? Let's see what happens. Like, is they gonna yell at me for not setting a root component? Okay. Let's go to our item. Okay, let me reparent this to actor. Then file, save, whatever. Now reparent it back to, I think it was interactive foliage actor. No. What's the name of this class? Hero Interactive Foliage. File, reparent, Hero Interactive Foliage. Okay, so it's kind of like not not what I thought I was gonna do. Let me make a new item. Hero Interactive Foliage. So it has a default scene route. Something weird's happening. UE4 C++, how to have default scene route. Off topic, who was the gameplay designer in Aquanox? Like, who chose that there will be those types of quests? I don't know, honestly. I know Andre scripted them. I don't know how much of a say he had in the actual quests themselves. I guess it was like a mixture of Baji and Norbert. Um, I don't remember. I might have had a say. I don't know. Um, I do something like this? No. um, let's see. Maybe I'm not asking the right question. UE4, C++. How can I create a default scene root component? So do I literally have to make it a property? Or is there like root? I am Groot. So this is from A actor. Does this have anything for root? Wow, there's a lot of fucking roots. Okay. So get root component. I don't know if that's what it's gonna do. Or maybe I have to do something like this: set up attachment, then get root component, and then maybe it could be like item mesh. And then item collision can be attached to item mesh. Oops. What do you ask, Sandra? Are you upset from how those quests are? Like, the game was okay. It definitely, obviously, could have been better, but I don't know. What can you do? I don't know. Oh, so that's how you do GIFs. I'm gonna test out my GIFs real quick. Is it gonna come up? Yeah, it comes up. Okay. Cool. Don't spam the GIFs, but yeah, we got GIFs. So we got a default scene root, but like where? Hero item base. Like, I don't... Like, I can make a scene component, right? And I can do this, right? No? Like, how does an actor... I'm so confused on what I'm doing right now. So, hero interactive foliage comes from a base hero actor. Oh, that's... Yeah, so I'm working just an item base. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm already getting confused with my own fucking classes. I looked at some reviews and they all said, and I agree that they were all basically here story, go there, do that, fight. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Unfortunately, but yeah. See, like this is what I want to figure out. Like I don't want this mesh. Why is it blue? Whatever. So do I literally have to go into the hero item base, make a scene component, make that the base? Because I will. So this is the base actor. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. So hero item base. So I need to make a U property. Visible anywhere. Class. U scene component. Like the only thing that was unique for the Aquanox game was like that race that was like towards the end of the game. But yeah, everything else was like go here, do that. And it kind of sucked. Oh, I didn't want to do scene capture component. Do scene component. Now do I have to include that? Like runtime, engine, classes, components. Now is there a scene component? Yeah. Now do I have to do like root equals create default sub object, use scene component, text, root, and then what was it, like set root component to root? See if that's okay. I like the feel of the subs. It was convincing in there this one. Like, yeah, Aquanox did some things really nice. Like there were points in the game where okay, I'm jumbling again. But there was a point in the development of that game where we had it so like if you weren't moving your submarine, your ship would drift a little bit. And that was so cool. And then we had to get rid of it. But it made it so nice when you're just sitting in the water and your ship kind of just moves and you see some like fauna and shit swimming around. It was a shame. Still sad about it. Okay, here we go. So root can be 1. So now we have a test item. But now we can leave the root as 1 scale. And we can make this thing 0.25. And I guess we don't have to make this item collision that either. I think we could do something like that. Okay, so we got a crash. Call stack? Why did that break? Why was it removed? It was. I think it was removed because it was just not optimized. I don't know why. Yeah, that was like Aquanox was the first game I ever, um, like my first released game ever. So I'm happy with it. Like I wonder if I don't set a root component, what will happen? Like I think I only worked on it for about 3.5 years, or just 3 years, and then it continued for another like year and a half after I left. So does it make it the root because it's defined first? So can I literally do something like this? And one thing I really didn't like about Aquanox, at least the pipeline of production, is like we were always thought like we were always forced to believe that the game like because we had like 6 different release dates, right? So we were forced that our release date was coming up, and then like a week after, like a week before it's supposed to come out, we're then told, "Oh no, we got an extension." So we're like, "Oh, so we just fucking crunched for no real reason." So you made everyone freak the fuck out for no reason. And that happened multiple times, and I did not like that. And I also didn't like how towards the end of my time there, like, um, does something really have to be the root? All right. Like by the end of my time there, I was doing too much. There was too much going on my shoulders. Like one of the main guys, Sebastian, left. He's one of the main programmers. Um, and yeah, he left, and then like I'm not a programmer, so I had to handle his responsibilities a little bit, keeping up with like I became like the code team producer while also doing like all the UI shit and all that stuff. So it became too much on my shoulders, and I couldn't take it. I wasn't getting paid enough to handle all that shit. So and there was a time where we didn't get paid for 2 months, and that's when I started looking for a job. And then eventually landed the job at PCF. People Can Fly. Let me just reparent this. Parent it again. Hero item base. So that's just sucky. Okay. And then what? Item mesh. Set up attachment. Can I do that? I don't know what was causing that crash earlier. Is it gonna crash again? Why is it stuck at 91%? Okay, so it's just not having it. What's wrong? Alright, it doesn't seem to like what I'm doing here. So I think if I get rid of that, it should open, right? Like it should compile and open the editor. Yeah, so it opened that. I don't remember what the reason is. Hold on. UE4 C++ actor mesh component at root or at origin. Yeah, here you go. Child component spawning at origin. That's what's happening, and I forget what the fix is for it. Thank God for the internet. Yeah, the real treasure were the friendships made along the way. Okay, so what is it? So root component. Can I do this? Will it be happy about that? Okay. Okay, so the mesh is here, but the thing's over there. So I think we can just do item collision, set up attachment, root. I definitely consider myself hashtag blessed. I did take a lot of risks to get myself here, so it's not all about luck, but luck was part of it. But I looked to my fictional hero Bilbo Baggins. I made the choice to leave home, see the world. Luckily, I got the opportunity to do so, and luckily it turned out for the best. I also had the blessing of having a safety net with my parents if I ever needed it. Luckily, I didn't need it. Yeah, not London. Fuck London, apparently. um, all right, let me just see if it will. I want to know if it will have collision with anything. I can't. That didn't help. Oh, I didn't see that. Fuck. Okay, so it doesn't have collision with anything. So does that mean like the item mesh has to be the fucking base? Or can it simulate physics? And we'll be okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if it hits this ground. Yeah. But why is it... Does it have a lifespan? Like, why does it get destroyed? That's what's confusing. There's nothing there. What about the defaults? Lifespan? Like, this is the only thing that tells it to destroy the actor. Like, what is deleting this actor? If I don't give it any... Alright, let's turn off gravity. Okay. So that's just a general problem. So I think we have to have it how we had it before, which sucks. But we don't have a root component. Like, the item mesh is the root component. When we attach that there, we get rid of root. Get rid of the scene component. Oh, the reason that's confusing is because that destroy actor shouldn't have been getting called. It was when we were overlapping our character, and our character wasn't even spawned, and it was still getting destroyed, which is confusing, and I don't know why. Oh. Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore. Yeah, 2 hours flies by. We really didn't get anything done. See, why are we getting this crash? Do I have to like get root component? Is that okay? Like, I feel like it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna crash. Yeah. What does this do? So it doesn't like the fact that I'm... Okay. Let me look at hero base actor. No, that's hero item base. That's what I want. Yeah. Now, there should be diff against that. Okay. So I was doing this. So thank God for version control, right? I don't know what the fuck. But I want to switch these two. Now we should be back in business. What is wrong? Like, that's literally what I had. Maybe sorry for getting mad at that. Let me just see again. Diff against tab revision. So item mesh, setup collision. I need both monitors real quick. So set root component, I'm doing the item mesh. And then item collision, setup attachment. I feel like that's right. Like where is this looped cycle? Oh, here's the destroy part. So that's good to know. Um, so let's get rid of that. So setting up attachment would create a cycle. Do I not? What happens if I do it this way? If I just make item mesh the root component. I'm just getting confused and flustered. What? Why would that create a fucking cycle? let's find this out. Like, I can't stop streaming until I figure out this answer. Like, it has a problem with that. Like, do I have to just write it like this? Like, is it because item mesh is said first that it's automatically the root component? And then I can... Oh yeah, I gotta stop debugging. So that's what happens? Oh, yeah, I got hydrate. Thank you, Sandra. Okay. So we have our item. Item mesh, and then we have item collision. We have our test item. Let's get rid of these health items. Okay, so let's put a new test item in. Okay. We simulate, it goes up a little bit and hits. And then if we possess, we got rid of the logic. We should be able to destroy it. Yes. Now I wonder if we add a rotating movement component. See, that looks pretty good, right? So like imagine that's like a log or something. Like, oh, okay, let's pick it up, you know? And you know, we could potentially add it where like you can absorb it in, like if you get close enough it kind of just pulls it in. So we might need to make a component for that in our character. But we basically have the functionality of what our item would want to be, right? We would need a function, we would need to create an inventory so that when we pick something up, we can do that. But in theory, what we can do now, let's just see what happens. And then we'll kind of just have to call it a night. We have our actor. I think we have to reparent this to the foliage, right? Hero interactive foliage actor. So we have on hit, right? So on hit. We could potentially spawn an actor from class into our test item. We could do get actor transform. Always spawn, ignore collisions. Let's just see if this spawns everything correctly. So if we hit a tree, there's the item, right? It's kind of going flying. So we might have to do something like this. Let me just see if we don't need this on event. Yeah, so we should still, in theory, have this working. Let me just simulate. Yeah. But I don't think we want this to simulate physics. Let me just make sure it still touches the ground. Yeah. So now, if we hit... I'm super impressed by this thing you made today. Can't wait to try it out. Nothing really happened today, but thanks. Okay, where are all these items? So pause. Okay, so I think they're... Are they getting stuck? Alright, let's give all these no collision. So in theory, this should just go through the ground. Yes. So now in theory, it should ignore the tree, at least, and come out. Yeah. So it kind of is. So we might have to... Alright. There's a couple things we'll have to do, I think. Let me just see if we have the means to do what I'm wanting to do. So we have our notify, right? Okay, so we do have a hit location. And what is hit location? It's a vector. Right? So maybe... I don't know. Should we keep going? I'll ask the audience. Should I keep going, or should we just call it a break and save it for next time? Because what I want to do is, on this on-hit event, I want to pass in the hit location, use that location as the spawn transform, so that it spawned more in the air, and then kind of just lands. So let me know if we've gone on too long. So I think what we would need to do... Alright, let's try it real quick. Let's do YOLO. Let's go into our interaction thing. We're going to have to change this so it takes in an F vector, hit location, and then we need to pass in... do I pass it in like this? Maybe. And now it's hero... what is it? Hero... interactive foliage. Let's just see if I can get this right. If I can't get it right on the first try, we'll call it a night. Because I'll have to look into interfaces on how I can pass in a variable of some sort. In this case, a vector. Okay, that technically worked. I'm surprised. Okay. Now in our actor foliage tree, this blueprint. Yes. So now it should spawn where we hit it. And there you go. Okay. So we definitely want it to be pushed out more. Maybe we don't have to clamp them. Let's just see what this looks like. So that kind of looks good. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of happy with that. So I think now... 10 out of 10. Dope. So I think... Let me do one more thing. This is where I'm gonna... Oh, no, that's plugins. This is where I'm gonna get stuck saying I'm gonna do one more thing about 100 times. But let's go into collision. So we have here, we have item. Now let's just make a new object channel for foliage. I want these items to ignore foliage, but block everything else. Collision for all foliage. Or we can do something like we could do a delay and then like set collision enabled. So like maybe that'll give it enough time to come out of the tree. All right, I need to update that. So item mesh. Blueprint, read, write. Failed. Should not be for private members. Okay, can it be under protected? Okay, let's see if that works. Because what I'm expecting it is... Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, so let's do custom. That should be it. No, what? Do I have to do that fully collision enabled? That did it. There you go. But then we got problems like that where like it looks like that's not enough time. Like maybe 1 second. And now 1 second is too long. Like I definitely think I need to make a collision channel for this specifically. Yeah. So that's not a good idea. But at least we got like the concept. And I think this has to be random. And I want it to be positive. 0.5 to 0.6 or something. Because I don't want it to be the instance where it's not given it enough velocity. So where it gets stuck in the tree. So now it seems like it's always coming out in the same spot. I don't know how to really alleviate that. Random vector. Maybe I have to do in cone. And I can do let's see, let's do like 90 degrees. I don't know, get actor forward vector. And I think I just have to also maybe 500 was enough. And gravity scale, we can make it like 0.65. Just a quick prototype. We're gonna have to move this to code. That's I guess that's too much. Maybe 350? I mean, can it be like can we do like a random float in range? And anywhere from like, I don't know, 90 to 180? I feel like in general, though, that looks okay. We just gotta make that collision channel. I think we'll be okay. So let's update our to-do list. So we kind of had the same idea here, but no. So we're not going to convert that anymore. Okay. Convert item base projectile to code and collision channel for non-hard surface foliage. Trees, bushes, grass, etc. We don't want items to hit these, but we want them to hit rocks, etc. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're definitely good there. So yeah, that's it for tonight, I think. Thanks for everybody for watching. I appreciate it as always. Thanks for spending the cherries here in a wise way. But now we're gonna raid First Crimson. He's also doing some game development stuff in Unreal. I enjoy watching him from time to time. So let's go ahead and raid him. And then for now, everybody else, have a good night and see you soon.